What's going on, everybody? Thanks for coming to the channel, Flav Media. Today we're going to be talking about BT Tales from Unfiltered Audio. Let's dive in and see what we can come up with this. Let's go. Alright, so we're going to be talking about the BT Tales from Unfiltered Audio. Now, I would suggest that you wait till this plugin gets on sale before you try to invest in this. Okay, so the GUI is a little complicated, okay, and first order in business, you can change it to a dark mode, light mode. Okay, I like the dark mode, so we're going to go back to the dark. You can change that, you can resize it. You can resize it here if you like. And the first, we're going to be talking about the analysis section right here, this section here. The sensitivity is going to be how much threshold you want for it to duck when you have the ducking feature on. So increasing the sensitivity is going to duck the signal more. And this is a type of reverb that has an audio buffer. It has two buffers in. So one side is going to retain information and the second is going to retain information. So you can stagnate the reverb. So instead of having one big haul across your audio, you can stagnate it where it's going to cut off the audio and go right to the next audio that you have set up. So this is a great sound design type of reverb. The retrig is going to retrig areas of how the notes are set. So you have different note values. So once it's set, the audio buffer will go to the next audio, go back to the first, back to the second, so it stagnates. That's how this reverb works. And the drums and determines the minimum or maximum amount of transients triggered. So depending on where you set it at, either the drums or the keyboards, it's going to determine how much or less the transients are detected. You have your pitch wheel. You can use your pitch wheel to control the sample rate or shimmer effect. You can use your mod wheel to control the EQ or decay. Now the ducking features is if it's on ducking, it's going to duck that signal. Like I said, this is going to be an audio buffer. You're just going to have two buffers with audio. It ducks the first, allows a second gets ducked, the first one comes back on. So you can have the speed of it to go transition smoothly with the ducking. And you have your pre and post. Now we're going to talk about the reverb. So you can saturate the reverb, how much saturation you want to saturate the reverb tail. Sample rate, you can use this as an effect to cut off certain bits. Not sure what the bit rate is on this, but you can control how much saturated bit rate you want in that tail frequency. And you have 4 different reverb modes: pronoun, deep, spatial, shimmer. You have your basic EQ. It's like a tilt EQ. It tilts from high to low. You have your gain makeup if you want to make up gain on that. Decay, larger spaces being more to clockwise, less space counterclockwise. The bandwidth, you can control the bandwidth of it. Audio swap, it won't swap. You can leave it off. You won't be able to control the speed. The dampening is feedback delay, how much feedback you want. The tone of it. Timbre wise, you have your speed, which if it's on, you can flourish after each transient. And the output. The output is going to mix whether you have it on a insert or on a bus. And the gain, and you have your output gain, and this is the audio buffer. And that's pretty much it. Let's dive in and hear this on this drum bus bypass. active. So this is the setting that I think is best for this mix, but they do have a dice function. Let's roll and gamble and see what we can come up with. Okay, so that's going to be, you know, the dice function where you can just roll and gamble and see what you have. But you always know this, that it doesn't mean anything when it's in solo. I'm going to throw this on a vocal chop and let's just see how it sounds. Let's activate it. Okay, so notice the audio buffer, how it kicks one note left, next note right, so it separates the tails so it won't overlap into the next phrase. So this is a term called swapping. You want to really change the bit rate. You can do that with this as an effect. So more likely this is more so for sound design. It's a great reverb if you really want to get your hands dirty with it. So what I'm going to do now is just play the drum bus with tails and the vocal shots, bypass. So that sounds kind of dry. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you click the like and subscribe and comment on this. I'm going to be bringing more behind the scenes on this type of track that I'm doing. Let's engage it and see what happens when we engage the tails on the drum bus and the Vox. Bypass. Like I always say, every little detail goes a long way with this music thing. Just putting your little polish on and figuring out what you can and cannot do. Listen to it again. Right, and I'm gonna put my secret sauce on this on the Vox, and it's gonna be that H delay just to have it moving towards the next Vox note, just giving the track a little bit more of a, you know, a little swing. Like I said, make sure you click the like and subscribe on this. And we're going to see you on the next video. next time.